delegates, listen to the call for a leader who can stand up tall. Kennedy Agyapong, the man with a plan to uplift Ghana, hand in hand.
I was in Havana, I say, in fact, today's agenda to us, we need a day out of far watch it. We need a aquaba.
Yeah, watch it.
Miss who watch it.
Say yes, I don't.
Okay,
I'm in the meeting here now, sir.
No way, pa.
Yes,
And then Uncle Pons.
I know me who say only number from
Facebook.
1.7 million.
Now, more better than what it. We just somebody what you.
Oh, can bet it.
With the same candidate as some the baby, sir.
Oh, with the same candidate there.
I know as you.
It's not just about the 1.7 million.
What kind of difference?
No. It's the 1.7 million is the difference between President Mahama and the MPP candidate at that time, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But so we share 2020, you got to Abanwa, MPP, enya bear 6-point-something million votes. Nanadu Danko akufo-addo. Okay, so now we got about 4.6. So over here, we lost about 2.1 voters.
Million voters.
Yes, almost 2020, but they didn't come and vote. So minus even the 1.7 million.
I see.
And another figure that is troubling is the fact that so Oshia Uyi 92, 96, if we move for obvious reasons because of Jerry John Rawlings. MPP core elections are less than 47%. Even if you lose, you're less than 47% before. But in 2024, we did 41%.
You remember figures in the so now yet to me at and say, maybe I can say a do election say especially the African continent, quite a fast way about elsewhere, US and Munadia Motna, people sit down and reason. So buying a hand motions be brave womb, my party affair reduce no crowd their personalities. When a person when our presidential when your president instead of we have figures near Penny who will meet me about me when the power into me in about Mamma Agyapong Kwaba.
You didn't KK in Siapuku.
Or in Siapuku Kwaba.
But you see, Blue.
Now what to say?
Jamia don't them on Bible.
Okay. A baby a tremor now or yeah opinion or not FDA or here so central region. Nanya Hong Kong, the can shall say a one can say FDA as you a president for Bresso until say a nay OPBB a FDA one. I say time I yet to your bay. Say OP your problem I won't see. OP say one analyze the problem ni as a country. Who say a numa. In Duke of Fa Ura Keke Poku say Omra Medi ye party enim. Sebe ya ebeko election FD asem nko an oba be but ro de ken kwa oti wi ase de obi nwa enuma bi enti between the two no so also utwisu a enya Agyapong na also utwisu no de mom no ken na also utwisu no ye ka FD ene ho nimde pa de a obi pa sanse wa ye adwuma no for years we ye adwuma no fie be say
15 about over 15 years.
I see.
So me started with airport and I'm called Temaport. Sana me ba Ribisaba headquarters and I'm called Keep Namsaba headquarters.
I see. Is this some consult kakra for advice?
Oh, I penina wabano Professor Upuni. Ya na manful fee say Dr. Upuni no all first and I know no way Professor Upuni from Pong. Whatever. What they didn't come up because say no. Omo more friendly. Say more to omo who say obi say be a local e so be obi ye gari obi ye shito obi ye soup household year. So the nipa mi ensa na start here near register man na adwuma no mu e buy out ofa nipa for kan ofa we kan let's say adwuma no so buy ti see no mo ba mo no be trans ni a kire tro kwan ya wo na megire no ti see de omo ye ba na ye ni aya ba fie no ya call retirement ni say obi pe bibi no to de onim say mo hu ye ni a ana so de a e be kuma poka bia man da papa so we come e pa so on so ohia ye pa to oni e di nkomo ti say ebinum susuro food and dry.
Maybe I try some other one.
Say, me Daniel now so Daniel. So Daniel. But let me tell you one thing. Dr. Opuni, Mr. Maybe MPP,
Yeah.
onto NDC. But Dr. Opuni is one of the finest a year when we also one and nine so.
Okay.
We also one. Say, ye dear Juma, ye be a Jumana cost will be a register. Dr. Opuni number 1. That's what I'm
right again in your book. That's it. Maybe I'm my memory. Young figures. Media me wana me dana me nitia. Na me kai figures are. You lose in 2024. Na me machine. Maybe say 2028. Ebetumi akoyi. Mami ntio.
Wada mami nchiao. Any day more, na me nchiao for keke. Na me nchiao hwefo ne etifo ni na. Na me ndama sese mama makonya se minimum medin komo. Especially efa Unyamfo can be or in Agyapong, any campaign or any, of course, Ghana home sense. In fact, as some would it it's something that me do home come about. Any me could do ye share movie. You could share a year or man penny that a year and another danko akufo-addo. Then come on, ye di you know. A mamma arishemu for a new hope and a new revival. And that is the fact that Okache say me abemumbu. It's and say. So we share the record of Ghana, your development, socially, infrastructurally, financially. We have a better record than the NDC. Of course, the party has some issues. That is why about 20 course at the call. To fix a party, then in the elections ahead of us, the records will show to Ghanaians say we did better. And no mammy are rich. But having said that, in the 2024 elections, so we share a year. About the figures around it, and the data around it didn't favor our candidate. Number one, you can say apart from the difference in the votes, a year NDC for the change. A bill, nipa be 2 million, so arm to Obama. And again, for the first time in the history of even MPP politics. The parliamentarians were popular than the candidate, the presidential candidate. It has never happened before. From 92, of course, 92, Yankoto MPs now by parliamentary. 96, all the way up to 2024. You realize, a year presidential candidate had more votes than the total of the parliamentary candidates. In 2024, that did not happen. You also realize, it goes to show, the presidential candidate was not popular. Okay. It was the party that was popular. Look, Makase se ufa data no alone. Na se okase wo analyze ya. Data there, you can analyze it to favor a particular narrative. Intino me working. Na me believing in Ken coming as to lead the MPP no. Make me interpret the figures or the data to support that. Obisu about Mia will do that. Obisu or Brian will do this. Ebichum will do that. Agyapong will do that. But let's look at what is real. The no kore. The no kore say MPP the candidates ekoye. MPP young boy your home modern kura. Ewa abatuomu. So we 92 frame now we 96 frame said the mekan no. Ye less than 47%. So that should tell you say year 2024 year 41% no. There is a problem.
47 MPP for cancer. Omo ye sure say omo do so change this ukruma. But this time around, number 41.
It wasn't just 41. Your people and parliamentary crowd your people did not turn out to vote, and that is more dangerous. It means that so John Dramani Mahama the numbers are he got a little over 100,000 votes.
And a Canadian
2020. So significantly he didn't do that well. But your people are saying that candidates on your candidate are your pen. And that's the simply truth.
Now we can say what was meaning they say on your popular. But or leverage what MPP so and adequate. How do you take one away from the party until we can say on your popular?
Look, in every election, there are about 3 factors you look at. Your party itself, the message of the party, and then your candidates. At the end of the day, your candidates, any message in your call together. People must find credibility in your candidate before they believe in your message.
Okay.
Then the party, more back together. Number one, fundamentally, MPP had an issue. Number one. Then number 2, our messages were not resonating with the people. Do you get my point? Because of the fact that the candidate near the call, I know carry a message, no amuntimi identifying with the two. People thought that they all canoning the also obey, So to the extent that some were saying, say, they also obey Siciano. I know 1 year, 1 minute, or Okoka say in passing, say, so yen is Sicilia, or then when you be a So people had an issue with his credibility as to whether the promises no bit near deliver and also affected. So these are the factors. Now, again, like I said, Nyamiadum, Yakwaba Yewonkwem, we have an opportunity to come back again in 2028. And the delegate of our party, okay, will decide who should lead the party in 2020.
And then Mama Tia said the entire country call for Ken. Said they now can say they have to trust your candidate and send a message in the until share the way I can or live on a life. Nipa be brave when one regime, one castle when one regime, or castle obey, or castle obey. This is only candidate corner or any more regime. One message be at the Kobe Omonfa. I see.
That's the truth because, for example, say Onion for Kennedy Agyapong, on Namwa or Bodehu a preachy. Say Ghana, you hear a infidin Yuma, you hear Yuma, especially for the youth. About 95% of Ghanaians believe that Sobeyo man Penny with the resources of the state, he will be able to provide the jobs. Why? Because he has done it before. We're being Yuma or Yuma, he's an entrepreneur, he's an industrialist. It is it's so easy to believe him.
A candidate at the say, I can't obey Unya, I don't want me and to bow to me yet.
You see, your candidate, I didn't call 2024. He was a vice president. And the truth of the matter, and they say, we touted him as the economic savior of the day. Unfortunately, your governance, your boomman, and that the cascading effect of a pandemic and yet a 2 Ghana 2 years for Nenina, and then followed by a Russia-Ukraine war. It had an effect on the economy. So Ghana for the Omunim say we have a messiah. Once there's an economic issue and there's an economic messiah, then there must be a solution. But there for 2 years, now I say we were struggling economically, and then Obia were looking up to him. Unfortunately, at that time, we didn't see him. Because also between 2022 and 2024, more or less, he was missing in action. That's why people are saying, say, those days why we're not giving lectures and all that. I recall, April 2022, no come out lecture, be one, baby, Pentecost for auditorium. No. After that, he was not really seen in public. Okay? So the point is that maybe he might have been working behind the scenes, but the people lost touch. We really did not carry the people along with us when we were going through the economic challenges. Probably they thought, okay, let's fix it behind the scenes. By Yamanyosem, Ghanaians felt like, oh, inflation drew by 54%. The exchange rate, now dollar and baby. We needed the economic messiah to come in and say something to us and do something for us. Probably that did not happen. Probably he was working behind the scenes. It is that credibility that say Oshabo, because we catch it say, oh no, when it comes to the economy, you'll be able to solve our challenges. Now you hold economically. Now you are who Numa at that time, and rather you were focusing on the digitalization or formalization of the economy, and no much more. Na ama gidi ama for wo na tosin kakra ebio coming back to our candidate no say your candidate no ehye emebunu no bobi say me ba meye we ya omo woni mu gidi from the fact and emanating from the fact say this is a very good father, he's a very good family man. Okay. He has demonstrated yes, the candidate Kencity Agyapong what demonstrated say sebi ni ma. No matter how many their numbers are, Obia CCE, Obia Eco School, they also a year Juma. So that alone, so be now Bebuno nim catch or say, women more abra boys here, they will have faith in him rather than Obia they can connect with.
Okay.
They don't have any connection with.
Okay.
And then Dino, any Newman, it doesn't resonate in their households. What I say, a basse young Kumau, young Jinamau, I will put my integrity on the line for your freedom. I'll put my integrity on the line to make sure I say Obi Sisi, Obi Mbu Kwasia. The man has demonstrated over and over again to the fact that he's so good to faults. And until so I share and you may be a man for the bonus of war. It's come from out of the fact say no all Dima Obino. Ah, you're passionate about it.
And
yeah, the bonus of war.
MP better now. I was saying as na Traconi. It can Daruma. And the corporate for the core national security is a papa into an assassin. And on qua alone, a man of Shimu would say, and never some penny.
I'm a family bear 1 minute. I say, we, Namin, and no say a barbon thing, no, or sorry. Emma, sorry, no, Etias, yes, also Mobois, a year, you may be any person. If I went out just coming, I meet radio station, be and send a message about Modino. Na NDC. MPB, no, I can say, Onokra re-emphasized and reiterated the point that was made. But that's not where I'm getting to. Look, and then when he said that, he must maybe a Echemukono. Now, on your software, let me do this. Nyankopon, okay, when he wants to talk to his people, number 1. When he wants to correct his people, number 2. When he wants to bless his people, number 3. In fact, Isaiah Mieti says, "Edru may be or Yami or the Amanie Eba." Even when he wants to bring calamity to his people, or choose whoever he wants to bring, and I say his messenger. If you are Otimi do be on Gio no Yamin Pondi, Otimi the neighbor. If you are Otimi the Empo Jamai 4, okay, maybe a na Israel 4 person or Mokofa Kena assassin. Now Joshua Mokoye spice. It took a harlot, a prostitute, to harbor them and save them. At the end of the day, he said they be your meeting me a Kojiki assassin. In fact, Yami Yusu sabi a full ponko, a camel, to speak to his prophets. So Nyami chooses when to use somebody to rebuke his people. It got to a point that not a year as of the prophecy kingdom, no, and now the prophecy ecosystem, no, somebody needed to stand up to tell them, say, they're more yeno.
They're more yeno.
They're more yeno. Yeah. Sebi, too far. Nkoye. Some of us have experienced false prophets. Omo amaye busuano kenya nyame ne be mu ankomo say no. What I say? We have gone through because me I believe in prophecy. I believe in the prophets of God. And I've witnessed prophets of omoye false. And to say nyame efa obi so na obebo eye omani nyina akoko se ebi mu edifo ni binum nyome bi na omo ye no. Se bi entwa kwan mu a Mijidi said the Christian kingdom must accept it because, and we also know, say nyame fa nkofo so, sebi, efa so etunko ye ne mafo. Inti the mesre, said your kan ye na ba na ewo mu ne yemfa, say eye Christofo, sebi ye college na ye totoɔ, ye offering say ye gigi no, yentimi fa mwa eye sorry na I don't think say eye the bonnet.
Me nya sure say even baby your kan sem no, Perez Chapel kra no. Also for agina side offer no say eye asem ode. And was on site even schools are my be any businesses into one trim. Now, one more money I'm who say, money in
politics.
Now, maybe a chairman one year so for.
Or that, 1 year so far. A bimu crab admit to say, hitherto, on hindsight, you may be our more yen. And come on, you. So, what is the point? Obi to say, a year, Obini. Wabe admit to say, and you may be publicly. So, for me,
on one can say, passport I know you on Pablo Mone one idea I can't get one it was true on one abeka.
Intimacy say a Christopher na sema o kan no yenji na supem na yentu ho anamo isan say owo pepe ama o man no owo doson koma o man no ye man akonya say o me o man pani a medwin say o man betimi afa ne ntuma pefe
na so for me bona ba so ye obi ni say ono publicly wa be confirm say nsem na no ura kan e kan what it means they say ade akan be ye no abo o man no abo asori no nso esese ye nyina na ye bona ba so you bia no benya kokodo
one day testimonies will come up say amount for your ye nti I save you your lives I save you your family I save you now ye kika your personal experience as far as false prophecy and false prophets are concerned Right, and you so much buru
we ambassador.
The thing that they have done to us as kids, ni ye cheni bimu, ni ye bimu 2 kg because they been told say omo ya before. Young people and quality say 7, 6. Na ye mama aduane ndi be 6 days. Uhu omo abeka so omo ye refugees.
Me da say. Obani keke nsia poku akwaba.
Me jusu ebru.
Ya bompa ye se nyame be ya adom. Amanwe wo de watifia akonkan. Wo hwe from 1992 ba. Baby a political party MPP e free eba. Ma yenim nkomo ne baby a yedure. Ye hu baby a yekofi. So wan hu baby a wo free ba. Anhwe ya hu baby a odu no hu baby a wo kro. Ene me ekoye.
Ene me ekoye, but there's room for improvement. Say I mama fa kwen so na menchia matifo ne wahwefo nyina, especially Trubu constituency se won nka me kosta na MP na president akufo-addo say me twensemi ni mosise ni e twensan no me wa no makosta ne tepa afọ no for lose timinya 6 votes no so kwa minsia onya nsia nyina mo de sere me ba me mfi mu
na so enyam na meka yo wa minsia onya nsia
say no mai say ma honorable Kennedy or started voter region so akosuga ko pay whatever until ye betchia e ho ahemfo e voter region nyina wo ko voter ni oti or the nyame ya aduma me akra chi na mehia no o me de niam bi hia na ese ye present na ye de ye beda nyankopon ase se wa boa na wo motima kodu asomdwe won sa mo mo ban aduane o mo bedi ba bi o beda nsu o bennom ni nipa o mo ne o be ye adwuma no yesi nipa hoho woni akese nso ye hu hwe da say o say 1992 eba 1992 Professor Adubuahin ode kofo koe ode on the safo adunum ni ye na o wini ye but o wini ye no ya bokoto what is a presidential after parliamentary it never two ye be ko 296 no na mo say call primaries no president kofo ABT no Serbia will D second will be D6. My president Kofo be D for D third. Now amount for say Adubuahin or Yare no any true Kofo any beating no in homework you know be beating no. Adubuahin Yare be 2000. Satan na Kofo power. Unamichel. Sa Adubuahin ya 30%.
Amount for na kan. Oro say mensa bonsu for mama.
Be say me nsem bi o ho a wutie free obia no aya na me de me perceive te say ai Dr. Anoma na o say ba umi ayire ho ofenti obetuma ye firstly te say me nsem bi a ase na ejai behwe me mama building mai bi
koso
Adubuahin ya 30% ena Kofo BT no ta Kofo ba 96 Kofo nya 30 na say 40% ina say o waba nanim inti na yensa amfa no nko 96 inti wo say adina ba 2098 na me Kofo I communication member sunyane ensu oto ne enamu omuso ombe change Kofo ne say osi you go change e wona Akufo-addo na Akufo-addo person oba no ene yeso see e de Kofo because omu say sunyan double road no ebinum dia we go change ne yeso dia no change we go change no ensu oto so na mfifire ti yen e ho na JH mensa be kan say ono na konta or rejected cassava no I was in the room I was there 1998 so to 2000 Kofonya 96 no 2000 na ode be win abano na ye be ye call second round as ye ono eno na nche na president Akufo-addo bae once a president always a president Akufo-addo bae first say you unya 40 something 47% and back go win the first round no kra second round no na
first round unya
49.7
yeah
and second round no president
so na this take parliament inti
no take parliament and you on baby time and then the coffee you know by ya president Mills EBT Akufo-addo unam jiran and no nanche yes had no kobie modern boy inti in a sand no kobium 2012 in DC year I call court 2016 will be win year no more votes when you over 1 million unam jiran na yes say asumesi ye the asumesi ba president honorable Bawumia
vice president
what say 8 years now Akufo-addo ye maintaining is sabedi ya ton kofo no ne nya no mo nye vice president so ya den ko nya say 41%.
Dr. Bawumia, they saw be a running mate for 8 years.
8 years. There be no
was a vice president for 8 years.
Yes, until 16 years ya ton. It when you 41%. Na you say akwada no nkotu mmeremra, akwala na ehu mmere ni tu. Panyin nkotu mmeremra, panyin so tietia mmere no so who is the worst culprit? Assembly da ho amome yenka. Hwe tama 2016 yenya votes bebre o northern regions no na ko ai president vice president or there ono no abamu am yenya say una meche na eba 2024 you lose miserable or no for the amount for senior no but say Fred Blame kan bibi o internet so Fred Blame say ya antechi no ozongo ne yi na o mampam ke odoto kese odore mampam e de na mo cheche o mo we ekoto na nka de amu dwane William ade yenya votes no e no for 2016 there was na the buy 2024 I was here first year no this year na man we lose miserably and there was nyawa na hwan de emfa mpanfo say banch no enya eja e na be kire
memo atwa so time 2016 about to call na wie ya ora kan e call 2023 when the campaign o ka kire o man for say o ka no binom be fin say agro na do 2016 about no o discussion ni bottom echo grounds northern part of Ghana any nika name sewing machines now he can say it boldly say one no the vote in my MPP but ebi no can so boa na candidate o free ho buy nti e ma candidate no akwan ehofo na nto ama na meji di owura ken candidate
ana me kan banch nya eja na be kire eja na kire se banch nya wonya hoho chinchina wo se wo de banch no be wo fufuo banch no enye nti ye be say fufuo na ma fufuo na te ensuo nti banch no ye se enye eja na be kire ye de na kọ am ye hu se enye candidate ni se ye nti amanfo so anto aba no but amanfo se ye nsanfa asomasimra won be kire se o mama ye warning shot ni entie ye kan so no entie a ye so ye kan wante ye de ko de antie abia
ebi no say ye to wie na asomasiminya party ni be kan bu ma me ho ayakọ no
party ye be kan bum ba yentie ne mkrofo dodo ni tie me papa may he rest in peace wo se wo ko ba bi na wo koka nyamesem na nipa na bochenku na bia wo ka krono ho asem group bi omo ya kromfo enti ka praise the lord a omo nye wo so enti ka praise the lord ba bi omo beje wo so no na wo de wani ahwe ho so yentie ne mkrofo eka ukọ sorry ukọ schools ukọ marketplace VIP, Protum, Taximo, and I will tune for one of the wisest kings in the whole world on this planet.
Yeah.
Okay, say, Mamon Koyi MPP, Mamon
Koyi 2023.
Mamon Koyi the MPP from Kwapo, Mamon Koyi the obey appeal the whole Ghana area.
Asem na bem.
William Michelin. Na say, Mo Ubia say, Kennedy, Honorable Kennedy, Nidino, I say. You the sentinel Agyapong why say prekese jama do no wo fiti kotia na ni di agye fie mu nyina
na me so asem e de en why no sonko ntia ama obi e bo ni din sa
enema miensa pe ba ko fofo no me pesem de beba ya bi 1 omo so ka no kre
okay
2 omo so we bold 3 omo so a business like obewra ne Ghana ti se ne ye run e Singapore Malaysia Dubai say na ho desert yi ene obi aman ya oko Dubai me de hwe agrika yi no that dey ba ko ye me dekura say Tamale airport was say about 80 to 90% what be ye baby a hub a year airport ye de be transport work food stuffs and food to run akọ Europe Italy Tamale to Italy no about 4 hours pe wonim za any a year keka on but mo free other Asian countries no ko mutimi de ba so what we busy also tourism pre Kenya tourism wildlife a year or then so until nipa na adwuma wo de nyankopon na de kana ajejo na bakaka say nyankopon na si hene wo ko bible mu a hwe David kwankora nyankopon e ma ne bedi hene tama nyankopon soma Samuel wo ne papa ho Jesse wo no kwa wo so ma no yese mensra ba ko ngo mo we ne akofa wo yaba wa ku wo bota no abota ite so yese nyo no a na yese yesu we na bojo se kama se mi ne yese nyo no a obusa nse na woni babia o ba bia o se me baba ko kan nwan we o se yokuba David yesra no ngo no so hwe Moses Nyankopon de oye o de ayino 10 commandments no bo for mabufu ntro ono so Nyankopon soma no so onko yi Israel from Egypt mra Joseph onye enu nuanum hwe da ya oson ye ne papa opena semunti e na omo ye ne sa mo tonton no a no ona san de Nyankopon aka no eno ne be ye ho Nyankopon no ayesem frama no ofa tentenhu aba bi ope eno wo de fa Nyankopon ne fa nipa no asiesie no Nyankopon ka se wo amufa obai si ohine obai oyi a onu obi ani nkonwasie oni obi ani nkonkonte di Nyankopon ko ye no obai ye ena wo ye mo hene so na se okofa hin chesha obi amu and then no matter how long a piece of food remains in water it can never die, it can never turn into a crocodile do for cheer and then sumu da entimi na no denchem so enti yenhwe
amabu be pa o
nya agro
yenhwe de nkrofo pe ne yemfa ma wo mo ye nipa emre dane ana ze oso dane ho bi Kennedy oso obetima ye onye be call tech foforo Unity Hall near the KBL for ball friendly match. Maybe Bobo upon number 3. And I'm sure number 3 and the same we see Bobo no, not KBL for 7 where fast. And I'm catching on say no money close marking. One money close marking. And they found your crochet. Now almost the first year you know about all you two no you share me Jesse. Me Bobo la me upon me to meet me. Might be boy up a hall no a football captain. Kennedy say oh no bit my ye. Why ye bidder? Nipa wa record no kaso obe rekura yenyi na tinyi wa genu adwuma no say 30,000 a year akwa about 300,000 acres near year akwa na didome any voter region was by next year February or one renewal we say ma for mano beautiful guy hold no free
voter region
what am enti yemma nipa no kwan ne yemhwe yemma nipa no kwan ne yemhwe since independence Kwame Nkrumah Professor Buzia and a Dr. Liman, so you have one a champion Rollins in the only informer somewhere, and a lawyer Kufuor by, and a lawyer Tamils by, and a lawyer Akufo-Addo, and they say communicator, president, His Excellency Mama. You're a businessman, be a man, you're a businessman, be quiet. You may run the country as a business. Una Michel, and no one will say, young fellow, when going from Kentucky, say, who pan a year run the gun as business, they dip a yako. Name be why na ya kwa wonti ya na wonti me kan kese because say ni unu aba TV and buy your office enti nkambo mu na ese ye no ye pese betoto ntache atieti obi na akire ne yesa be na abaye yi ye nyina wi a ye besa ye nipa baako na me de mpese me de church say unu aba si dwem no wo sa asabone a ka kire se ni sisi achi acha na nye men ka so kra titibigum na guni shiri we say they are not being truthful
titibigum ne dey a
titibigum yiro ho
ade so go
ye gunu pada ade so ni sisi achi a ade ntini yam ma no kra we yes eno na ya na honorable kan wontimi no na mama fast we chanto mate say attachia
yeah
say obi free eastern region ye ntimi nsamfa eastern region
and he was right
also beba
he was right
na ka me say ne kra mo ansa na makasa ono president ai vice president Baumia
ono anso kai
o kai wo sremo say say no oni mama isrem ni ba ko na beba bedi ade so mo to mama obeba 4 years be but to man de on de obeba 8 years no man to ama no na mama ba ebe ye din say ebe che say isrem ni be sa bedi ayi
and he was right
from the horses to mouth
asam no kra no kan yo
kaku ye gidi kokko no no bomo chichi ofri nsu ase abeka cho say denche magu a amufo obeje na tinji so enti na pese ye ure ahini kra we a man miensa me mabusu ma miensa we me ma me na e ba na ye miensa ye de wudi ade a na wudi abusu panya next time no ye mfa ye
obeko ba foforo
una mi chere untimi mfa ai Brian Champon nice gentleman also a businessman nani edin but Akufo-Addo free eastern region ntimi san fa no nko
no ana na attaching e ka kire mo no
mama free northern region ntimi san fa mama president Akufo obae no 2000 no wie no Akufo one of the finest yipa best una mchen wo ye yinti
amosi ya konya ni ya peja fia konya
enye monarchy Safuadu oya santini
ni abedi ya mamu nsa ni biu
apraku oya santini enso ya farm wo ye de call eastern region enti omo ye nyese omo fata but enye de fata nyina na ese ye de ye adwuma enti ye ntra hwe Buzia Brown region Kufo Ashanti una mchen say western central ana akana greater Accra voter for the normal minority near it that should be as a mledan. Yes, he and found Northern region email. President Mama Cracker said, Bomia dada. Unti yam fanon koda. But you do yet no coy. Your coin was the day anyway.
But President Mahama no so dada but me no so about be beating hands down.
Oh, be beating hands down.
Someone come off the
yes, so
he one beating hands down.
Enti masa adena ye coin am wayenia esi hu ne ka no kre na manfo si de nyon we antitini zongo na we Fred Bray antitini zongo ye titine ye de we titi zongo ye dan se wo maame ya wo ye maame ya wo ne enua no ye de wakọ amanfo accept o enye wona me chen this yam stand for your tone your toy Debbie idea of inconsistent your tone on your toy I don't know I can't be judgments I catch a kufono was all rejected cassava when I did by cassava na could dream yanto none next week no obesade inako cassava nako nti yen bien face reality yen hwe say ade no anyi emredane a yen so yen nane ye ho na mama de 8 years na 1 million votes no cancel am na 1.7 million and I said 2 what how many years and honorable can say fine x wouldn't tell yen face reality ni yen hwe na yen ka no kre de yes e den de so pampamuka e fere so ahomka wom ni yen hwe ni yen fa yie ntu yie na yen nyina ewie a yen me pempens one and cro na yen koje tumi no yen from 2028 no we feel say you beat me akoko
but I say we mami tio
in fact baby out this year na me person do the twice no shase no kre say party no you be here and kabum and makawa ha makawa baby bebre honorable Kenso aka say ade ba ko be here pa very basic and fundamental is the fact that also you na ye kan ye ho bom because it doesn't matter who the candidate is. Once I mean my figures, over 2 million people did not turn out to vote. Yeah, call for more money G and one meto. It is a young kind of one bomnia and yet bako ama empo the only party name or pay us some name who say kofo ometi me SCS you move fee no more ba kunim die no a bedding because we have an opportunity to come back in 2028. NDC will bring a new candidate. Mino Kase Krano, they are confused and they are diverse as to who they really want to bring. And so and no enyamba ye koye die momo dieba. What I say. So we have an opportunity. And that opportunity na ye wano. Enye adia eye falasa. Emode. Ebio mesre aka I appeal to the delegates. I appeal because at the end of the day 300,000 people are going to decide before they can. So regardless of honorable Ken the popularity among the Ghanaian populace, no, say MPP for and Fana and Bar. Because 2023, I remember clearly and vividly, I was told by one of my bosses, Penipo Nyam Ford, a Democrat, a chief Democrat. I catch him and say, and a Democrat, diplomat. Okay. I catch him, a Chimitan office catch him and say, Kofi, if you bring him, don't vote for him. If our friend Fred, they won't vote for him. And or choose a candidate or young fan and bra or the way banner the way bear running meter. A beboam. I have a friend or bar catch him say, Kofi Moody way bar young Tom.
Eke canon now be casa grow.
Madame Fubino or St. Peter's, Miko School St. Peter's. Now on the year sports way, a prefect. A friend me catch him. Queen Dada Bajolof. I say Kofi, man fa kenamba, yen tuaba.
Now GD, omoke catch or now GD.
Oh, at the time, no, my belief and philosophy was that for us to consolidate the gains and also champion the economic recovery now after maybe a free banner, we will need Dr. Bawumia to do it. But I have also said this on another platform, TV station. We say it's not about me, Kofi, what I want to. It's about what Ghanaians want. I don't know if I can. It's about what Ghanaians want. And not a champion. Omo catch and say, and after the elections, I've been to many places. And I don't know but now I can. Me no say Arina Makoka say MPP phobia catch him say I think I was with you.
Yeah.
Say Ebimaka says yeah Dr. Bawumia ba omo nto abaman. I've met people who have told me say look, if you present him, we are not going to vote for you. Entina me dey bia me say ya this ready to the.
Asem na no ehio.
I am very serious, but it's something they don't want to accept.
Yeah, na I ne kan yi kakra.
Wow. And you know, me say delegate say, "Aye, 2 million pay."
Yes.
Because MPP with that power, we are just like any other social club or social organization. Aye, 2 million benyano, and no, your ideologies, near philosophies, no, your dear policies and programs, near implement here. Ghana for money in Abenya home faso. And BBA dear dancing in the Fourth Republic say, anytime an MPP beba bemono, your policies near programs no, and a Ghana for do no one and you be a crana in your son faso. We are talking about a national health insurance. Yenny a deba, free maternal health, yenny a deba, ye Saturday a year free SHS so becan one, and Ghana bebunutimina school corner and many other social interventions are diaba. Now we have a candidate or person or say, I believed that somebody must consolidate the gains of Nana akufo-addo. But I've been told now, say, look, the major gain of Nana akufo-addo is to ensure, say, Obema Ghana, a Mebunu Ako school. Your co school near we are, the Akaye Juma. So who will be able to bring the jobs to us? Obetimini Nyumanaba. Amagane ni bebunu na we school no nya biaye no. And Ghanaians are saying say enye Dr. Mamudu Baomia. Do betimidi enyuma ba amade Nana akufo-addo o mampani dada etimi ye Ghana for bebunu bebre no anya school ko ye ene bebre na wie mbeko university o mawie no mawie no enfa no beko akoye adwuma. Kennedy Ohene Agyapong is the antidote to that particular issue now. Nana akufo-addo the policies now created. He will be able to bring the job because clearly no, the NDC will not be able to give us a job. Even when they promise on a 24-hour economy no, and you be at home so. Omo promises on a 133. A juma baku nipa miensa 3 shifts. Me no ka say idea clearly no is not going to happen. When it comes to job agenda, a idea omuntimi ma a clear path say e mebuno a say bi omunye adwuma ye no on betimi amama adwuma. But utie nkoma a onyanfo Kencity Agyapong ebo any the odi any the okikana, he has the credibility, he has the track record, will show commitment and the faith say ye mano or man penino obetimi a create jobs for the youth to be able to do. But at the end of the day, before you be able to do that, a delegate of our party no, and also man is our mandate. And the best delegate do one and no munina. Say mon share the beboa Ghana number 1. Mon share the beboa party number 2. Ebio honorable Kencity Agyapong say be onye celebrity bi anase no onye famous person bi anase no onye obi a say bi wagidin wo baabi ene yesi MPP for yenkofa nembra no mbedi to me maye enye sa ne ye ka no obi a oye blue white and red preko oye party ba preko pe party no free ni titi aye chichire ye besi nne wa boa party na into ye dia preko pe ntiti ye de ne ba so mbedi animu a se bi ne ye sen yento party ne nkune ye die mu a ye twa fufu amana tonkwam enti mesre delegates se nya me ya dom na afie da ye nim busumi edikan ne da etwa to okura ne 31st January ye kwa abato no a nim ye delegates meto abama honorable Kencity Agyapong mesre wo so ye delegates to abama Kencity Ohene Agyapong etsan say Otu Abama Kencity Ohene Agyapong, you are giving us a president. If you are a delegate and you vote for Honorable Kencity Ohene Agyapong, you are giving us the president, you are giving us the presidency, and you are giving us the government. So which one would you prefer? Would you prefer Otu Abama obi abaya flag bearer keke? Near the akwa abato. Opinion Canada, my means is with you. Na menka obisa ne say ediena I was tempted to tell you, say, he hasn't done anything extraordinary. It's the people who like him.
Okay. God's favor.
Ghana for none a penasem by default. Ebio, maybe why ya sebi dotted across board. Na brabo and a Ghana for a show them papa baby a drew. It's as if you or work could draw or what ye be me and show home any to me. Why ye be yahu. Emra na mpo onye sebi on use the resources of the state wayami hu oyobi a wa kire se obeko ama ye obedi ama ye Ghana ye drum pempen so ye hia obi o ka nokore odi nokore o ka obeyo o wa akukuduro say I deal with and I'm here be boa Ghana for no ahwe no aye or what discipline say bi obi ye boni a obetimi agina so atwena so no ahwe chen and I don't want to go into some of the issues that even happened in recent times. Openia ya chino ya say MPB or stop it gallery na enkusi oba me next week ye be wie ho asemka. Yet now a member of parliament eko ka kire say attorney general akwaje bribe hwian te hore hwiansi yet na na NDC fo ankasa ebo mo so bo say omo executives bi third vice any one other omo national organizer galamsey yes ya chi omo besi ne yente ho hwe but so unya omampani Kennedy ohine Agyapong some of these things simple
akukodru ya amoka ho asem say the leader na say ye akukodru for say ye election is about the party and then necessary akukodru no kojina leader so
me koshia 2015 Washington DC omampani Nana Danko akufo-addo no a candidate we share the media in US and they be saying about corruption, how he will fight corruption. And also key is the leader you choose.
Okay.
Because the leader no na blah ne policies and then the character. And I record that. The character me na me MC. The character able to me abba form and structure the process and the system. For example, say I'm offer the minimum say the OTA now you prepare like you are an effective person. If I work for you, I'm your subordinate. Before I make a juma, never present it to you. I know you're very meticulous. And to make a juma said the sender said the photo before I even come to you. But if I know say oh dear oh no, me the bar won't say that no one sign here. Make a juma ni be the so it's extremely critical. Say you choose a president or no one can say the embodiment, the personality no krano, and more corruption. The personality pamo be incompetence. The personality pamo inefficiencies. And it is all the problem ne ban ni now solve ya. What the bedroom and why haven't you be able to solve this problem? What they ban. So that's the kind of leader we require moving forward. That is why we are saying it is extremely important. So going forward as a country, seasons and times, any determine who we want to lead us. And that season and the time, it favors Honorable Kennedy or Agyapong. Again, it doesn't matter even if the seasons and time favors him. So MP before and for now, you better want to the door baby one. And no panika say it doesn't matter how long you share do for change so as
never turn into a crocodile.
So you hear people talk about the fact that Odini Pakrone Ba, Yadi, Nana Danko akufo-addo Baba, Miensa, Yadi Kufo Ba Mienu, Yenebima, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. It's something that I find so me personally useful. Do we want power or we just want a candidate? Antina me can say MP before you pay 2 million, you pay presidency, if you want a pathway back to the Jubilee House, if you want to capture government again, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong.
But you what to say? And say me friend say be me to us na me reflecting on you maybe sabi mpanyim for say enchine enkamfo no ho. Enchine enkamfo no ho. Na ukotwere sem no ma Matthew 3:13. Was woni asase so enchine. Na enchine yira ne da. Ehia ma hwe ibiem. Esi etugu ma yetiatia so. Wona me che no. Wosi yemfa nkoyemfa de wakọ. Na menu eka se me ya na ano ohye. So you didn't bomb so montoma do ba eye no kren so but I say unia ba eba asem wo ka no ofase no ya na ya hwe yi kakra but no an wo ka no so ekuro no etwene ne da ho a ye monchen o
ebi no atwen o say dipa no di agro
da bi na chese wo ya county nka wo pese nya wo den ansa Yesu o ka kire omo se mamu nye ye edem no mo ede asoro dem no mo ede omo to wan twan ba nsi wo mo so o twan ba nsi wo mo so so enti die nipa no pe no ye ma na emnye as wonya asem o de kokko ba bia lawyer ope e na wo fa wo e na wo kokrum na wuni ka so aka ope tuma fa trotro obetuma fa taxi obetuma fa haika obetuma fa uber and obetuma una mechena baby ani papa no na oye but the nyankopon kwankyere na wo di man no yemfa tama Israel for say omo pe so wo say yi amde mam no onye be de ba am ho be che omo so omo pe na wo de Saul koma omo hwani esi ye David o boss enkuo ma by Saul ne ho ne mo abone ne ba no so a no open akuno enye o de say Saul ne ba Jonathan na o protect David kan papa no kun no una mechira ti nyankopon ene si hene ene nyankopon so nti wo mo a delegates no mo ya esi ahene ene yetu ahene wo mo na ye kokrumuti a yensan wo mo popo wo mo na nka se empunu a ene epunu wo mo tie ni enkrofo ka no wo mo tie ni wo mo yire no mo ka wo mo tie ni wo mo kunu no mo ka wo mo tie ni wo mo fiwura fo ka wo mo tie ni abontenfo ka na yemfa Honorable Kennedy mra Sabi Kennedy I say akwara obetoka no wona ma no eze vum since 1992 hwe waboa dubu ahen waboa president Kofo waboa president akufo-addo hwe wo yi sika $6 million wo di sika di thoracic center ama 37 for eho no Nigeria for ba ho Niger for Ivory Coast Burkina Mali omu nyina ba baje wasa yi sika se yemfa nko training doctors no ho Tamale hospital no here generated
we na ni refi oko campaign na Tamale for be gas na o refi
ba okoto generator o de koma o
do so time no o hu so mo ni generator no koto the biggest no the brew
Kumase Confanoche teaching hospital baby wo qualified be she hu nyina refurbishment or refurbishment hu nyina ma una mecheno enra da niema ye de ko hu no Future or the coin create be woman, ye de ko who or china, your co supply, ye de ko central region, some regions be hospitals, ye de ko comomo. She nipa wa show mu school, that mean to again be so wa show school, medical school, fana ye again, no nene mami by. We do na honorable, yes, will be see you, many ye bear over 250,000, 25,000, again, no go to any school fees. Encrofo abo mo do makoi encrofo mo bagie we na mechire na ni passei no wo say ono e card one na ire ne mabedi a ne da meka 277 buildings ne ma 22 omo obi ada na 10 enga be 50 we jire ti wo che 50 na mo fa wo obi anu akai mi o so
wo sabe count there
wo say cars or the be presidency no bulletproof wo mu ne about 20 cars no ono de ni sika beto obedi 4 years nyame ya dominance obedi 4 years 8 years okwa obese jade no ama country no ompe we na opede
why a penny e dey na e wo brebi atwam a wo ka president asem kura se ne bonyo so se wo ka ase ne bonyo so wo ka ase ne bonyo so na so manfo no di boom se wo beba ase nipa no e na wo de ato no so se kwan bia so na se wo ba be so me
na ye ne akwa bi wo Unity Hall University of Science and Technology say news to coming their friend Kakraba Krumwell Sauti ni news leader bi na no da forefront na akwabi no ya art your friend Yura to mo hwese no city no say we the news secretary the bema news also on penu ye ya no obey but obey one of the best news so inti ye hwe senior kan
we wan say on share dan hu but manfo no say do mu hu no
the be manfo kano na ye nyina die jo me de me ne no so many things in common or tena kurase da me so ma tena kurase da bonu ka bi bonu bantu ma me de ka mo ye de ko o si bro nya bre yes man so nkoto fanta ene be omo ne hu aye ne de nti wo twa kwa
fanta ebu a
wo twa kwa mu no wan hwe na ka bo ne de no koto konfanoche we say konfanoche e wo na koma so pa no te bantu ma wo bantu ma na no me ma ton ice water e wo kajetia also no ton ha SMPK wo ha wo na me je no okwa disco me de manya school ni first class school at disco me ko boss sector ye university nkwa 22nd year na ye be invite so na hwe ne ma wo fam wo ko Nigeria ko ye osa ko Germany ko who place him no ko America o di nipa be 10 over 10,000 e dia free Ghana ha lotteries no dia ko ho de se ne sika ni break e na onya $1 million time bi o boy me de menkai nipa na bone bra e ka do ne ne yere ne ma bi de kwa enko ni problem but no ho nipa ho donti ne ese kraman wono mo nsa fufu ba nipa e kwa abeso na odi nachi e nipa ho donti e na odi nachi ne no kwa abeso because kraman no ono mu nsafufuo Kennedy nipa ho don ye de why is it tiashe enkrofo adanisi wo kumasi wo kwa enkrofo ne na wheelchairs wakoto be 40 konfanochi na wachecha ma omo enipa sei umpeso obe na odi ebi na ope ahumobro wonu wo ka nokre openipa asem asan ba bi eda no de beto some of us no say be politics ye ntimi anya nkwa akira na ye ayi a wo de say nokra ye kanti una me kire no na me anwini say ye Kennedy wa ye bibie wie the sent na jibi na bibie say me de pa mo fa unim o say wa ye kode ai wo kana asem no wo nwia no okosoro say de na ayi amanfo no okosoro na ne sent no so asade agiba bia omo ye say wo nwia no okosoro because bank manager bi onra o kan me obeja me ko si fom ebeja me kwan o about 3 to 6 star because Kennedy Berwin
me cardiologist
Kennedy Berwin
na me ko ya na nse cardiologist ya o me psychologist so be busa ansem abusa adwuma me ya na de me kan ya no o se nurse ni mpi o kan gate ni tu masa na ken no mo ye de mo fa camera o mo fa ma am so doctor no mo fa camera am to abadu why na mo de neighbor
amofa de Ghana for ese omhu se MPP fo nyina wontimi win election NDC fo nyina ntimi win election but the floating voters omo de decide ba bia eko me say floating voters am no mo kasa omo say ye de kan bon if NDC fo no bi say ye de kan ba dia ombeto a party nti omo man to 2024 omo say ye de kan ba dia omo ba beto wona mi kire no nti abo bia so didi ko ba bia na so mbejo no ye say tie ni amanfo oka ye de ne ba wona me kire no na ye pekrama ye obekwa akwachi na mama ye obi aye bi da fe o si dabi ebeyi ye do ba ye de na we o si ya ton we failed woefully say Ashanti region 47 cities ye lose 7 unprecedented in the history of MPP wona me kire zongo votes you nya except winiba una me asonase memfa asonase votes na na dunya wa asonase no edoso sen ba umuade e wa asonase muntaka o na yekoya na se afone ya hata na se awuni ekoyi anase no ne sen na ame yen ka no kure yen wan kure nanim na yen nye so for 19 kure umia ne kese of esu uja so ne 980 yen ka no kure e ya pepe mu ka efere nso ahumka wo yemfa baabi entu yemfa yi entu baabi ya se yedeto yemfa honorable Kenmra say yes wani ensa wo ka kire e wo voter region ho yes wani then say wo ka kire
since last election he won in the voter
yes he won in the voter
sa on omone central was say omo votes omo de man nti obeba pesi factory or renew wo do no akoji 30,000 300,000 acres akoji about 300,000 acres adidome na adakulu
so 30,000
30 person de be ye factory or honey yi say so no chire otumri anu o chire sie otumri no o chire sie o kwa no kura say ha we know ha anopa na me say clay so ga kope on clay wo ho ne ma na menya asem ketua e betima ceramic e betima ayebi o we know tourism we say the whole Ghana and a center of the world but e opumu but the nearest habitable e tema
meridian
dabi meridian no enam tema meridian longitude ne latitude ba bi ehia no e wo far away kakra bi wo punum e bentema tema the nearest habitable entity no say tema the center of the world so na e besi meridian no say no come here more tema port food and drugs entity o come meridian a meridian a hotel na obisu so a center na Ghana so English na ye kaninti Nigeria go population no but obi e ko Nigeria omusuro to the Ghana ha your hospitality you know any you know ye jinipa ye hwahwa nipa nti obi a be tourism business yen fa papa imra no run Ghana as a business entity ni yen hwe ya lawyer for na ba professors aba ebinu we say no say book brofo ne be probably say omo yen so on te brofo kuma so abespark no fo eyin no say amanfo sore kuma so omo say mente brofo but Kwame Nkrumah soma ma ohima ho e wa yi no because na arisa na mekan so ohima ti ase so enti yen fa yi entu ye ne yen kan na ye na menu yen kan ye pe flag bearer na say pe presidency no flag bearer na pe na say president also be decentralize ade ba ko em say cocoa clinic en for ne tepa omudua cocoa pa Sefi, Omudia Cocopa, who is clinic, clinic Nisi, a Kaneshi Coco Diazen or
Coco Clinic is in crime.
Na yin tie nipa no sɛ ni omo ka na ni omo follow do one last day akwa bi wo se obi te Cambridge International Kumasi wo to po wo ye po ma ram no do rain go away come again another day wo to twemba wi atakure wi ase ye ka so on to po ma wo ni po ma wo kan ram da bi fi na sa de wo te mu ko ye ko mo na mo twape Mufa, we busa. Ni passe.
Mo chape.
Mo ba ye mo chape. Enti nyoma ayi what they say honorable ayi kanu akompre kon e kanu. Well ayi ansa no be kwa ya on the eve or be call ho no. Voter no. Oye ade bia mama ni asopada no da me kwa na me bo me yama ne. Na de mintimi nka no ha.
Okay.
Echire ye pon. You also the brem no the brem ansa na maka.
Nsa be kan me.
Hey, enti yemfa papa no mra. Yemfa papa no mra. Obebie they say youth ni nyina adwuma no mo po me ni youth bi kan mo say ne kasa anye won say bi kasa we go chop kasa
adwuma na ebe mo
adwuma na ebe mo mo amose mo ne ba no obi afata de adwuma say ne mo biebie adwuma say ne mo biebie yemfa kan no mo bie bidu adwuma no onfa kokoduro engul Ghana na Ghana mfa ne to mampefra o me bie adwuma no obebie na me de bibia am say o so okosoro the
same get girls ebuku
Isiafuku Agyapong obeso dan me di
odin na Agyapong me onua ba akode o sepoku ono free wi amase
wi amase de me pese me free o
sa
o no do so
o ne
me if asante achimbom pata wanchi ye o metepa akura bi ase subompan ena me nyini wo Kumasi me ko school wo asem boys me we nam ko bo ase sector esikafo wo se ye wo ho esikafo wo esikaso na zunzum hwe
gobi say na okay political party dey nka obo tie na say oba win political power
okay
e na ema between candidates a odene beko any MPs no se ba say candidate ni votes ankoso anche MPs na say ye o how.
Well, you see, when it comes to a year, let's go to the structure of the party. A bit me answer. So about parliamentary now, majority of the time, a year the systems in the party and they determine the success of the a year candidate in the constituency. That is why some of us, one of the surprises we got in the 2024 elections, the parliamentary results, because now some of us had thought, say, nyoma kama, especially corporate news, kaneno openi kan bedroom maybe a twemuko, na ye fra woman or ye fra woman konia diade, and no namwa, what I say. So now, how do the two come together and give us the numbers we want? And only say message noa and we need a good message and the messenger. And then the message, there must be a credibility between the message and the messenger. There must be a credibility factor people must have for the candidate and the message. So if you're able to get one, most importantly, a candidate, say this particular man is who we want. Once they're able to establish, say, Papa when you here to be the president, there's a likelihood, most like about 90% likelihood, say, I'm the MP in bed, say the will call a year parliamentar, we policies and new programs to go through. Naturally, if the people like your candidate, the votes are well constituency, that is why I am saying, say, it is not about whether you have a challenge with the candidate or you don't. At the end of the day, or what clear pathway to a Jubilee House. On no bet me and my 2 million. On a Ghana for the drona one emoji. It is a party ye per se ya ho de mu pijabiu. Na ye mu esa ye ho say akono na no na make say for us to be able to recapture the hearts, the minds and souls of Ghanaians, it is extremely important say ye de Kennedy Ohene Agyapong beba. Because he's the one they are calling for. On also na so bar. And the other day we established here, so you see that there will be some euphoria, there will be some excitement among Ghanaians.
Yeah.
And so excitement, no, ebe energize it, and revive it, and society, the base of the party. So for me, is say you say you fix it, your fortunes now, and what party no was here now. This man is the man to do that for us.
Okay.
Because no, Sebi Okuta multi-purpose reason why we need him. Apart from the presidency, no. So they make kind or a party ba prakope. Ya de ne ba party ni be timi a Kenya no bio. Na party ni so asori. Ye can say ni ye can say no. Na me ka kopem say Sebi enyo time bi ana obi ni ye mpenasem. Tini ye se ye mfa ye pani we mbra. Na mu tumi a ye penti. Eni tina me koso a bio asre se wo hwe papa no apart from say Ghana for peno na bra bomu his life aligns with the aspirations and hopes of Ghanaians because Ghana majority of the people no say be poverty line no more asi ho kakra e ba say be ye mu whether nyoma mu ya na nyoma mu nye ahokyere ekoso people are going by day the ombedie omo street so omo wa bonten ya de omo bre say ombenya kakra edidi no. This is a manner they can identify themselves with because or you'll be an abraba wa chere say wa breda. It is what bano be catch Wall Street to say obra wo bre me programs ni policies wo ha metimi di aba ama wo so wetimi afro bre mu a ubetimi agenedi. Ye yetina ma no ne kakra. So be catch say mumbre fi na bibi papa wa ha. Ye be ginedi say wa bobra ni bi wa abrochi ame yehu. Na me catch say wo ye bebunu no catch us so be ma wadwuma ye obetimi am abrabo asi ya ubegyinedi because he's a good father uprobi asebi wo wan hu chirim as a country as a people sebi you belong to a labor organization na e bia odwen say mo employers no enemu ndi ni ye so oba ne nchen because of what passion or what timenti no mo be kana ma asem chire na obegyimoji. And this is the type of leader Ghanaians are yearning for. And that is why we are pleading and appealing to the delegates of the New Patriotic Party. And see a hene to a hene for and say, Montua Bama Penino, Jake Bia Ebesiesi, Yebeka Yehua Bom, Yaye Jumaden, Nia Kwakobwa, na intumi and inkunimdi ayayedia. Ebio Nabra Boa Wabo, a dear Ghana Nusu person or ye, Edeboa Ghana for a Numa tourism. Your friend is saying New York, one of the world tourist attraction. A man for Bar Betray Times Square, a bar a year Fifth Avenue, a call a year Liberty one start to near the other. Almost budget for a year. As was in Russia, New York City alone, the 5 boroughs of New York City, almost budget crash was almost every month they make no less than $1 billion out of tourism. We can make a lot from tourism. Do you get my point? We can make not only call once me ba hatche.
Yeah.
Obuomuni anidi mo me call Canada kakra. Me call Alberta. There's a place called Gradula. People be na omode ade bi ti say ma die na omode sense so. Ene etem to wo people no so. Na people no pempemu no. E no ma ye some restaurant bi to kwa no ma relax o. Okọ nipa ba ko bia $90 Canadian dollars. For just one person.
No enter.
Look at the and okwa say be en sopo edu maybe cry ye pamoyen ye what time be able to spend on the thing and come back because there are a lot of people waiting behind. Look at the number now the amount of money or revenue they can accrue from this tourism. Ghana, we have the potential to do. We have a lot of tourist places waiting. When you talk of industrialization, we have the resources and no power northern region as we said overplay na from you see how densely or not densely like sparsely how the places. Meanwhile, you bet me a year nyoma bebra Ghana benya ho faso. Or men bia betu mpon a starting with industrialization, not digitalization. You first must industrialize before you digitalize. Ghana, unfortunately, you have not been able to industrialize. And Agyapong is the panacea, is the solution, is the answer to our industrialization. If Ghana, you say you be near tremu, near hotoye, near independent on other countries, industrialization, and never in Numaba, and never value Abba, Ama Yasunya home faso. Into delegates yesterday, more my Agyapong as MPP's flag bearer or candidates. Nienya to me in 2020.
So that's another Kwamwabo wa Blakema Central, and he says, "Good morning, Ofa. Glorious birthday to Nobeta Edu Boama of First Atlantic Bank Head Office, Osu. Nobeta, I'll celebrate your birthday, and Nana Kwamwabo wa Blakema Central. For wish you well, or say Yenda Yankopon say Emfa Emao. Okuseku Ewo Damfa, and he says, do we even have to think far to know why the MPP defeat in 2024 calls for a total overhaul in the flag bearership position to enable the party regain power? The question and opinion obusa. Obeni wonso ya dase minim say na de Yankopon adaroma ahoden e wo ho. Yankopon enka ho na bibia enye kama. Agyapong
Minua
ye kwa kowie.
Ye kwa kowie. Na say ayibia family yi kakra minua nana ya Abi National MD Mechiano ana me ya minua so Kingsley ne any deputy. Omo Abi National Mechia omunyana nana ya fine gentleman. Na all said and done no. Yokoto about 2023. Ebi baby ho a omoma Kennedy 000. But man for the empirical proof number say evidence say baby o inya 90. Kenya 45, 30. And the man is 00. Now the empesa make can say the mu adi ne de omo be di akọ di aka no ye be bo ho ban pa menua ye be fi ye ni afi ye nya ne say France o enti bankers, accountants, managers, engineers, statisticians, lecturers, teaching assistants omo nyina so mbeba me compiling names na me de be ma the appropriate quarters so person mo be wen abana ye beto no ye be protect ye yi pa ko ye de ye wona anya wo ya ye nya ofaye anaso mo de ye ken na wansu ntom fi sa anya ne ya eye ne ya pa but party no ho donti na say unipa nya to na abaye da enkewe di fi se nkefie adwuma
ta wana wo ka se obi ka se ya reason ozongo no Fred Blay na wo ka so Emmanuel McCarthy says ya reason o hodi abotaya ye de no koye no e se odi zongo vote be ban ya reason o hodi wasan ko bi akoye den Emmanuel McCarthy
Pacho we dey Mr. Ebisa enye botaya MPP enti ono anenu to he said it that give me the mandate, vote for me, I'll go into the Zongo
and bring the
I'll
votes.
go into the northern region and bring the votes. So
yes, answer na meji di pa o na minim se be yaduma.
Oh.
Enti
masa pro ayi de say you protect ayi no wona me gye no. Ye de nako anye yi football ye bo a you right a center back for no you right back you there you wingers you midfielders you strikers even omo ball no be kro mo te bench no ye win e mo winning bonus teamwork obia e wo ne kwan a obazo me na me wo a final year na me project na me football captain unity hall captain me nya kwan anye training ye ne KBF for ball biom ana report ye change obi ma me ba mu me ko mu 15-20 minutes say yi me free mu because nature said you all cry nature or a better say me because my training every me you me so me now tears na bed so enti just any purpose o mon kan no kra ni money ayi wona me kire no na ba you lose miserable say all the 16 regions you lose votes just the northeast almighty Ashanti region you lose 7 seats unprecedented. You what say baby akweti o ye pam bunu asen 12 seats o maji 11 aka 1
the whole Bononia half we nya
3 seats nothing north east upper west no ye lusu ye nya bikra Greater Accra out of 34 seats no ye nya be 30 pe as a 29 Greater Accra
ye nya
4 out of 34 wo maji 30 as a 20
ni nyina no baby no ye share
west ye nya 1
na hwe near one
see no ye share up north because up north no there na it was expected said because of candidate ni free honti no we go all out atwama candidate no atwama parliamentary
because we were doing well Oko Savannah we were even doing better in Savannah than them because we had Daboya we have Damango it was about 6 seats or it was 4-3 or so close even in northern region it was almost split see we are talking about bare 90% for the NDC.
For the NDC.
Just say
Upper East and Upper West, you need back.
You know where I want to say. Upper East, you need back. Let's say most yakoton, you cotton your toy. Who cotton your toy? And the Yenny may be near Fabian Kaye.
Of our own, say in all these seats are yampe for me, you know. Still, no, the parliamentarians were still popular than the candidates.
Yeah.
Yes.
In terms of votes.
And as hard in a party, we near Fantiaman, we went to me, we went to me, way. Debut.
This time around, no
would that say, Mammy, I would know you.
Now, Sabrina, I can't see for me.
WW Media 2020.
2020.
But this time, one year,
HB Pro said from the media, in fact, President, the need my friend Kofi, and Uncle Fubi seen this and come penny. I'm so free, when I'm so wouldn't answer.
Penny, I can't.
There be me take a jet your tongue ice water. Your mock me quote crassy Kochiko toy union contain na president sitting prayer frame me semi refume because your mum is Yanum or there to harm Mr. Wa a home person Jama Mexico. We say mamma penny who were bushing and none and council. Say why not president your friend who cry a macro ministry be not me or me to send me I mean carry na president of frame one mom oh president by I don't church na we say mamma penny but so what do you need you but me see from Zuka me boy I'm make up program. I'm over.
I saw penny na from to do ka show wana.
There be me a mistake. Na send come but let me through say o kan because the president kasa na wo kasa unwa de na me edi. But the president should have known. Say aboso ba so na major pie.
So they empa ahun ti ko fro na say kasa beju ya.
Was ensu ni to gidigidi kan kre na anya ma na kokoko. Agro na wie na fe na ye do kofia ye you ofri nyum ye kofia so bakai no.
Oh position.
There me de na me tem kwamu ya ye timi kobai matuma betana me kasa mankrofo tie ne ye tie ye kai campaign ma ayi no wona me jan e bi de ba na do bi no de ba wia abebi su be wu na eso when you the KVFC by about 65-75 years and son we onya break 65 so until we are see there nyankopon nim mama president mama 20 years all by adwuma no vice president opo e kofi no president nyame nkumu a onim ne obenya nyame so mre enimre papa
me ma kwa na wachi president kufo na no Dr. Rich Dr. Anani it's more the two you say there was a meeting. Meaning, so what is asem na? There was a meeting. President Kufuor suggested because your chairman, ne ho ayemre because of your assembly, own to me and your party acting non so and shed any powers because the Antoaba man give it to me. All the chairman or my dear we and no share. To me and the way forward for the party. According to Dr. Richard Anani. The Koba and the President Kufuor kasa wie no na bronye sorry eyi asem na no e ma kofa nsem bebre e de ba ho me nya bronye nkomo na me pese edi na ese President Kufuor ne reho pa na acting chairman no e pa ne chew se nya hwe wa ye chama buti pa ne Dr. Anane de disa asem no de atudwa story bo ha President Kufuor na rehodie kakra wo mu se story bo party ni ye nyama bi o kakra yentie meeting en friend no ne ade no pa minim so o hwe ye sansem aya na etoto no no e mo na mo be hye ni nkran ama o tumide ne na see sabre so ko
promises ha me ko minyanko
anti go you ma binti o kakra na
whatever the history of our party no cannot be written without President Kufuor amembo bebu ye sebi yemu bi no oba obeyo manpen na afi na ye ju ye mpani hweso ye hu ni modern boni de obeye na efe na so ani na Ghana for the first time kana me national service wo ho a etimi bank mi be catch say o metimi ama loan minim taxi driver bi oji loan to cars be miensa eno na ye kase the macroeconomic indicators no eba from one you have a real feel and then now you see dollar ni na wan so nyoma said the end those were the time the economy no ye kase ekoyi papa ne bobra or TMPP anim na mesre enye sebi because of factions in the party me belong to this camp and I foresee say enyoma bi ebi I will support in Shedamba into me opportunity I will disrespect you ebio enu am catch us here call in Shemu. And one thing that I realized, say, Uwesha Krana, Mampeni Dada Akufo-Addo, so sometimes sector attacks be here and corner so here and there near the other. So for example, nanomete mini be say the missions no President Mahama the NDC for Bebunu bi akokọ ha need diplomatic experience and the MPP for yenhwe. But he was so wrong because ye obi odi kan de omo information as information officers to our missions. I'm politically exposed. Akufo-Addo, President Akufo-Addo. Me na me diplomats. But Akufo-Addo they make call Ghana mission to the United Nations. 193 countries coming together. Me need a diplomatic background experience. But yet I was sent there. But because of one reason or the other, people thought that Akufo-Addo didn't do that. But he did it. And not just for me. UK, he did the same. US one embassy, once the US your two embassy, your permanent mission to the UN, and then we have the embassy proper. Also do be coy. And then you perceive a yen say on your but sadly and enjoy. And then Casabi Casentree, and then Casabi and your day, regardless of Penia or ye na ye didn't new tree from near and ya dear the papa. They be a monsieur dear free one thing, I'm different the baby. Much your man penny that I could for. Nami Shano, because we're Shano, sir. Nian card, be say here. Now, no 2016, NDC Lusu, you know. Those people, na me find in the classroom say, Omanibu, people are attacking him. Stondogbe, people are attacking him. Felesquachifosu, people are attacking him. Joyce Mutabawa, people are attacking her. Today, these same very people are close, or some of them were close to a president, John Dramani Mahama. It is only do your matem, Saadanoa, and then can you go to them? It's Babuna Mabano. Munya very careful. Especially in Penifua, they be either social media or in person, and I say Munya Kunya, Namukaseti Omono. You subaya because or Chinabi, unim ni pakrono, the Baba Beye, no ho na be konemwa. And it's I did the attempt Casentrino, I ne akosu a ye can ye cano. Na mesre, any de one or Brasimwa. Part no see a DNC from Pa. Na omo Casetia in Penifua. Yenshena Suchibi or or see at the mom. Yent mean Janice, because omo yes, ebi musu suya. Omo yes, no a bantibi Eddie honorable king. Be see a bonte and passa Mikotufu. Mikotufu, you know, a chileno. Yanka say you and Mubino. I catch him to Kofi Mamin to be awful because you need idea who bedjim. That is not the way to go. Into Mesre, and idiom party in penny for. Mufam Nancy for. Now, Montrin for soon. Especially when they go after our distinguished. I'm over. Me say ye dey agrono baby ya. Na President Kofo Mechiano. On a first sitting president or ba me ko no fie na oni ho ka chense ye team mamenom no oba. Satam Kwam Boateng, may he rest in peace. One and a chief executive I was and say wo fio. When I'm sure na mekania mabe mi ensembi opanyi ye monu ntonsuom ye kai panyi monu ntonsuom asa oti asie ne se panyi untimi mfa panyi enko blacksmith wo so mo panyi ma te se ne ye buki ya ma no opanyi ye monu ntonsuom na wuni panyi susu ada die asembi esi fia ada se oh ada panyi kope panyi bi ne nkwabe na President Kofo ade a wo ye man no any party in Ghana as a whole. No. That's why I said the handicap may be Pia or Peco, but the Edward can say in the worth. You didn't see no see a mind. But the Abba come back and say, in some phone tea and a penny in any moon. Saban was what as yet. Wrinkles, a wooden pen in some phone in your ye. Say, I buy a BSC Sufie. Now, won't penny be a paying for my paying for. Almost say Sabi, what they are to Paco, Sabi, to Paco, there be what the Baco is here, and they mean to me fans also. So, no more there be fans also. Oh, Master, Mano, best one dink penny for them. May I dear penny at him, DJ, who did the penny at them. Now, one and I know what cry so did you know, on friend in chat is you know. Into a motion ye. Now, penny who did dinner time, one country grant. By 3 days in the Legon traffic light, ma. Me bow, not my sister ba. Me kwa kushiano.
na boy bi de ayi na ye ton no tissue no odi be wura odi be wura me kan no na me say ade na me pia no ko nchen ebi simu dada atemdidi a 3 days ago atemdidi akwa ndidi me na me betua me ka me ye panyi na me say my tell my own there my be motofuo mienu ko mo na je ntokwa no ko ma me nye wo hwe wodi ade be wura me kan mu me say menye sa fa kwa abonte me wo bi me hia wa mefro atenie ba ni nyina na ye indiscipline na aba system num no bia fi se obetima kan ne opebia obeka ne opebia o but the oye bia na de wanum etwen nti yesre president kofo na dawroma onya abotre se ne nkofo no keka no yesu kra de ne se yi no so ka kire se awurade fo mo bone chewo no de wo mu nim ne o mo ye ye chia obia no be me braba ko se anto wo se me ka kire ti for se leadership is cause and all others is what effect chire mu twi man ne leadership is cause and all others is effect Philip Santo mini apanyino no every tepasu bompan every also chair obia o hwa me pa o se me delivery no so ye yi pa
obo homo so ya asante achimni uza asante achimni anote wa fo anaoni
na ye banche so
sa ozi afo ha na ye di dwuma de ni nyina esi mpanifo me da mo asese mo bae da bia ye duro no ho be hia se enyina no ye de botae ba ko be sie ni political party de wo tia ne botae ne se ebetumi awe ne political power delegates mo na ejina mo so ekoyi ejina mo so ankoyi ejina mo so yenim se mo be ye nia ye production team so ye na mo nyina mo ase nyame ya adom a wo kyena no pa ye be hia akra